Nityanandam. Nityanandam. So I just wanted to continue. So yeah, basically there's obviously a huge abusal going on. Doesn't make any sense. And one of the things I've been noticing lately is, I don't know what to say really. I don't know what you guys are all up to. I guess I'll find out sooner or later. But I know being with Swamiji, one of the big shifts that happens and has to happen is the expression of ourselves as super conscious beings. So not just that we have an awareness of what's going on, but we have the ability to change what's happening just through the expansion of our awareness. And so one of the easiest ways to experience this, of course, is essentially the only way to experience it is through the initiations of Swamiji himself, and through any of the programs. There's a few programs coming up starting in a few days. I guess it'll be constant programs happening. If anyone there, of course, wants to have experience from Swamiji, so it's necessary for our lives. But the thing is, just being around him, having so much opportunities to experience yourself as that. Swamiji was talking the day before, I think it was yesterday, talking about will persistence, which is pretty amazing. So it's like, why do we have struggle in our life? And so, what I understand now, see, my life makes sense now that I found out about Swamiji, and I'm starting to learn more about it. And it's like, basically, why do they have what you call a struggle? It's like, it's our own creation of what we call a struggle. It's our own creation. But if we are supposed to be expanding and growing, and there's a being that is a source of our consciousness, then why does that being put us through difficult scenarios? And basically, the cool thing is, because he's constantly he's who we call as Mahasadashiva, so he's constantly trying to give us more and more. It's like life is living, life is expanding, and life wants to give us more and more. Life wants to happen through us. Like, life is happening in all places, life is expanding in all directions, and life wants to express equally through us. So it's like, the more that we are open to that possibility, then the more life can happen through us. And the more that we're open, the more life will happen in us. And so the more things will be manifest through us, and then life again will expand itself to flow more and more in our direction, creating what we want. So the thing is, what is that process? And it's like, so basically it's like, life is giving us all the opportunities, but a lot of times we take advantage of it and abuse it and destroy it. So life is like, okay, then you can have that creation, the result of that. You can have the experience of the result of you destroying things, or being in depression, or not allowing things to happen. You can have that as a result of your action and experience that. And so it's like, okay, so then life is like, okay, so you're not expressing what is what I'm allowing to happen. So then you can have the result that you want. So, but then life has to keep checking, okay, is that person more open? Are they more open now? Can I manifest more things through them? So life is not giving up on us. It's again and again trying. So this is what Mahasadashiva does. He says, okay, let me see at what space you're in. Because he doesn't want to overwhelm us. He doesn't want to destroy us. He doesn't want to put us into depression, because so much opportunity is being destroyed through us. So he again and again has to check, to what extent are we open that he can manifest himself through us. And so this is basically the process of what's happening. So he has to test us. So he's just testing your will persistence. He's testing the extent to which you will decide to go on. See if you're it's easier for us because we are part of Swamiji's mission. So if you're working in that path of Dharma, just one moment. If you're living on that path of Dharma, then it's like, okay, so we need to test to what extent that person is going to stay on this path. And so he has to test your will persistence. And if you're going to again and again and again, say, yes, I'm going to make it happen, I'm going to make it happen, then he'll be able to manifest more and more things through you without overwhelming you. See, otherwise, if it's like we're not going to let it happen, then it's his own compassion to not overwhelm us with too many things happening that's going to put us into further depression. So it's like he measures how much you're going to manifest and then gives just a bit more than that to help you to the next level. It's a test of what is going on and what our possibilities are and how much we're willing to say yes to life. And so I know I was going through that situation when I was listening to Swamiji Satsang. He was saying about manifesting will persistence, and that when you've experienced a struggle or you feel something is difficult, it's that he is testing you to see the level of your will persistence, so that he knows how much to manifest through you and what you need, and if it's worth putting that energy into you, that it's not going to overwhelm you. Not that he ever feels that his time is wasted, but he knows that we get overwhelmed by depression, basically, and so he's wants to check what level we're at, so he knows what opportunities to give us. So he's constantly doing that, which is amazing. So that's why we experience like Swamiji is like directly programming my life just for me, and you can literally tell like he's actually taking the I mean, time is not the best word, but he's actually measuring everything that's going on with us and creating the best opportunities for us all the time. It's totally amazing. And so that's basically it. So this is what's happening, and then Swamiji is the incarnation that's given these possibilities, and this is the purpose of having temples, so that we can have that conscious experience, so that it's a reminder for everyone. Actually, you know, we're supposed to be living in temples, we're supposed to be living around temples. Everything in our life is supposed to revolve around the Enlightenment science, and the temple is like the physical place and reminder and radiation point of the Enlightenment energy. Of course, we have Swamiji in the physical body, so that's a completely different level. But the temple is a necessary place, because we're not just going to be sitting around Swamiji all day. You know, people also want to eat, and people have other types of industry to be involved in. And, you know, whether it's health or administration or whatever it is, building more temples, you know, there's many things to be done. And so people are engaged in that, not just sitting around Swamiji all day. So we need many ways that support us and allow us to enjoy our life blissfully, and remind us of all the blissful beings that have walked this earth and other realms and are available to us all the time. So it's like the whole cosmos is supporting us, and so it's really like we're in this space of cleansing of the entire earth, and it's starting since 1978, the cleansing of the negativity. And so this is part of it, is standing up against the abuse of the Hindu temples, you know, the kind of arrogant, flagrant abuse of co-opting Hindu temples to basically make them into mausoleums, like museums, dead places. Instead of living radiant energies, just turn it into a place where rituals happen and people live a ritualized existence without really knowing what the purpose is, not having the conscious expansion, and so not expressing themselves as superconscious beings. So it's basically a way of limiting people, and it's happening now. So through Twitter, we're retweeting all the hashtag Save Hindu Temples, and we'll be doing that from now on until we change the decision from the Chennai High Court. So I'll be right back in one moment and continue. Thank you. Nityananda.